Hi everyone, welcome back to Singing How to Study Chinese. This is HSK Level 1 course and I'm your teacher Ronnie. Today we are going to learn Lesson 11, 第11课，现在几点？现在几点 which means what's the time now? Now first, let's move on to our warm-up part. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clocks and let's try to fill in the blanks, okay? I will give you 15 seconds. Okay, time's up. Now let's see. First one is 5 o'clock. In Chinese, it is 5点. 5点. Okay, 5 o'clock is the D. It's D. Okay. Next one is 2 o'clock, which is 2点 in Chinese. 2点. 2点. Okay, 2点, which is the second one, B. Okay, next is 9点45分. 9点45分, 9 o'clock, 9点. And 45分 is 45 minutes, which is F. Next one is 12 o'clock, 12点. 12点, which is A. Okay, next one is 3点05分, 5 minutes past 3. 3点05分, which is C. And next one, 6点30分 or 6点半, 6:30, which is E. And last one, 10点10分, 10 past 10, which is G. Okay, so this is about how to read time, how to express time in Chinese. And today's lesson is all about that. So first, let's see text 1, new words. First is 现在. 现在, 西燕现, 自爱在, 现在. 现在, read after me please. 现在 means now. Now, 现在. Next one is 点, 的言点, read after me please. 点 is a third tone word. 点, it means a clock. It is used to express a whole time, whole hour. So when you want to say 1 hour, then you can say 1 o'clock, then you can say 一点, okay, 一点. It is 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Then if it is 10 o'clock, then you can say 10点, 10点. So you can see, if you want to say which o'clock, then just put the number before 点. Okay, this is the structure. Which clock, which 点. Next one is 分. 分 is used to express minute because 点 is just used to express the hour. So we need a 分 to express the minute. For 分, read up to me please. 分, 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 it means minute. So if it is 20 minutes, then it is 20分, 20分. So the structure is just the same as 点. Whenever you want to say, you just need to put the number before 分. Okay, this is 几点几分. Next one is 中午中午. Read after me please. 中午. Pay attention to this 午. When we are talking about 午 alone, it is a 2-1-4 pitch. 午. But when 午, it is a third tone. When it is after another tone, then it will be read as half that tone, right? So it is 中午, 中午, okay? 中午, it means noon. And aren't we so familiar with this 午? We have learned many words about 午, which is morning, 上午, right? 上午, morning, 上午. And afternoon is 下午, right? 上午 and 下午. Okay. And there are other ways to express the morning, which is 早上, yes, 早上. And the evening, 晚上, yes, very good. 早上, 晚上, 上午, 下午, 中午. Okay, this is about the time. So how to say today's noon, today noon? Please tell me how to say today's noon. It is 今天中午, right? 今天中午. So how to say yesterday's noon? Then it is 昨天中午, right? 昨天中午. Tomorrow's noon? 明天中午, 明天中午. Okay, this is about noon, 中午. Last one is 吃饭. 吃饭, 吃一吃 for ăn饭. Read after me, please. 吃饭, 吃饭. It means to eat meals, to eat a meal. So, eat the breakfast is 吃早饭. Okay, 吃早饭. Eat breakfast. 饭 means meal. And the morning means 早上. So the breakfast actually is 早饭 in Chinese. So try to guess how to say dinner in Chinese. Because the evening is 晚上, so the dinner must be 晚饭. Yes, 晚饭. 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 This is dinner. Let's try to say the lunch. The lunch. We've learned noon is 中午, so try to say the lunch. So it can be 中饭 or it can be 午饭 as well, but we will use 午饭 more often, okay? 午饭, lunch. So eat the lunch is 吃午饭, okay? 吃午饭, 吃午饭. Okay, this is the breakfast, the dinner, and the lunch. And still remember how to say cooked rice? Cooked rice is 米饭, right? 米饭. Okay, very good. 米饭. And now if I say 在家吃饭, 在家吃饭, then it means eat at home, right? Eat at home. 在 a place, do something is the structure we've learned before. 在 a place, do something. And 在家吃饭 is eat at home. Now try to say eat at school. Eat at school. Then it is 在学校吃饭, right? 在学校吃饭. Okay, if you eat at friend's home, then it is 在朋友家吃饭. 在朋友家吃饭. Okay, very good. So, how to say where to eat? Where to eat? How to say where? It's 哪儿. So where to eat is 在哪儿吃饭, okay? 在哪儿吃饭, where to eat. Okay, very good. Now let's try to read these new words from start, each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 现在, 现在, 点, 点, 分, 分, 中午, 中午, 吃饭, 吃饭. Okay, very good. Now I will read the text and please listen carefully. 现在几点？现在10点10分。 中午几点吃饭？12点吃饭。Okay, let's see the text sentence by sentence. First one is 现在几点？现在几点？ We just learned 点 means o'clock, so this actually means what time it is now. What time it is now. Okay, 现在 means now and 点 means hour, o'clock. Okay, next one. 现在10点10分. Okay, let's see. 现在 now 10点 10 o'clock. But we still have minute to express. That's why we used 分10点10分. It's 10 minutes past 10. Okay, next sentence. 中午几点吃饭？中午 the noon 几点吃饭？几点 what time when 吃饭 to eat meals, so it means when shall we have our lunch, when shall we have our lunch, because it is talking about the noon here. 中午几点吃饭？ Okay, B answered 12点吃饭。12点吃饭 okay? In the 12 o'clock, 12 吃饭 eat meals. So in this text, let's see something. Okay, let's see something. This sentence, 几点吃饭 and 12点吃饭. Tell me, where is the verb? Where is the verb? Verb is 吃, right? 吃 here, 吃. And where is the time? The time. This is 几点 here, the time word, and next one 12点, the time word. So we can see the time word is just before the verb, okay? The time word should be before verb. Okay, now let's try to read this text from start, okay? Read after me. 现在几点？现在10点10分。中午几点吃饭？12点吃饭。Okay, now let's try to read in rows. I will be A and you will be B. 3, 2, 1. 现在几点？中午几点吃饭？Okay, very good. Now let's switch the row. You will be A. 3, 2, 1. 现在10点10分。12点吃饭。Okay, very good. Now let's move on to text 2. At home. Let's see the new word. First one is 时候。时候。11时和 ho. And ho here is the neutral tone. Neutral tone. Okay, read after me, please. 时候。时候。Okay, very good. 时候. It means time. Moment. Time. Moment. So when I say 什么时候？什么时候 when I put 什么 what before 时候 then it means what time. Actually it means when 什么时候等于 when 什么时候 means when. Next, try to say when to eat. When to eat. When to eat. It is 什么时候吃饭? We just learned from text 1 that the time word is before the verb. So the time word 什么时候 must be before 吃饭, okay? 什么时候吃饭 it means when to eat. Next, try to say when to study. When to study. It is 什么时候学习什么时候学习 okay? When to work. When to work. It is 什么时候工作什么时候工作 Okay, very good. Next word is 回，喝为回。Read after me, please. 回means to come back, to go back, or to return, just to back. So if you want to go back to any place, you just need to put the place after 回, okay? Place here. 回 plus the place. So if you want to go back home, then it is 回家. And if you want to go back to school, 回学校. Okay, 回家 and 回学校. This is 回. Next one is 我们. Read after me, please. 我们. 们 is the neutral tone. Please pay attention to it. And we are really familiar with 我. Okay, 我. And 我们 means we. And the difference between 我 and 我们 is this 们, right? 们. So actually, 们 is a plural mark for some pronouns or some animated nouns, okay? So if you want to say you, the plural of you, then it should be 你们, okay? 你们. And plural of we, plural of me is we, which is 我们 in Chinese. Now try to say they. We already learned how to say he, him, which is 他, right? So they is 他们, okay? 他们, they. And when I want to say a group of girls, when I want to use they to describe a group of girls, then I can say another 他 in Chinese, but which means she, right? 她们, this 她们, okay? This is 们. Last one is 电影, which means film, movie. 的电影 电影. Read after me, please. 电影 Don't forget to read this in as a half third tone, okay? 电影 It means movie. So when I want to say watch the movie, then it is 看电影 we just learned 看 means to watch, to read, 看电影. So watch Chinese movie is 看中国电影. 看中国电影 is watch Chinese movie. So how to say watch American movies? It is 看美国电影. 看美国电影. Okay, very good. Still remember how to say computer? Computer is 电脑, right? 电脑. So as we can see here, 电影 and 电脑, they all have the same character, which is 电. 电 means electricity, electronic. So 电影 and 电脑, they are all about electricity. That's why we call them that. Okay. Now try to read from start, okay? Each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 时候回我们电影 whole of 时候 and 们 of 我们 they are all neutral tone, okay? Please pay attention to these two. Now let's move on to our text. I will read it and please listen carefully. 爸爸什么时候回家？下午5点。我们什么时候去看电影？6点30分。Okay, let's see the text sentence by sentence. First one, 爸爸什么时候回家？爸爸 is the subject of this sentence. 什么时候 is asking about the time, right? The when. And 回家 means go back home, which is verb plus an object. Okay, so this is the predicate. Okay, 爸爸什么时候回家? When will father coming home? Okay, next. 下午5点, afternoon 5 o'clock. So we can see in Chinese, the expression of time is, first we will say the afternoon and then we will say the time. But in English, we will say the time first and then we will say PM, 5 o'clock PM. Okay, it is in the contrast with Chinese. Next one. 我们什么时候去看电影? We are the subject of this sentence, and 什么时候 is the time word. 去看电影 is the verb, the predicate. 去看. There are verb 1 and verb 2, and they are 去 a place to do something. Okay, 去 a place to do something. Still remember this structure? And when the place is not that important, we can omit the place after 去. And in this situation, the place is omitted because we all know where to go to. Because 看电影, watch the movie, we all know it means we are going to the cinema. That's why we can just omit the cinema here. We don't need to say we will go to the cinema to watch the movies. Okay, everybody knows you are going to the cinema. So this is the structure. 去 a place, do something. Do what? 看电影. Last sentence. 6点30分. 6点30分. 6 o'clock and 6:30 o'clock. 6点30分. 6:30 o'clock. And actually for half past what? We can say 30分 and we can still say 半. 半 means half in Chinese. 拨按半. 拨按半. Okay, so in English we can say 6:30, just like 6点30分 in Chinese. And we can also say 6:30, which is 6点半 in Chinese. Okay, so we have two expressions, 6点30分 and 6点半. And for 6点半, we don't need to put a 分 after 半. Okay, 6点半 and 6点30分. Okay, now let's try to read it from the start. Read after me, please. 爸爸什么时候回家? 下午5点. 我们什么时候去看电影? 6点30分. Okay, now let's try to read in rows. I will be A and you will be B. 爸爸什么时候回家? 我们什么时候去看电影? Okay, very good. Now let's switch the role. You will be A. 3, 2, 1. 下午5点. 6点30分. Okay, very good. Now let's move on to text 3. Let's see. First word is 支吾住, which means to leave, to stay. 支吾住. Read after me, please. 住. 住 means to leave, to stay. So wherever you want to live, you just need to say 在 where 住. This is the structure of it. 在 plus a place and then plus 住. It means to live at where. So live at where. Okay. So try to make a sentence, make a phrase. Leave at school. Leave at school. So we just need to put the school at this this part, right? This part. So it is 在学校住, right? 在学校住, live at school. Okay. If you are living in this place, which is the capital of China, 北京, read after me, please. 北京波 A 北京 Then how to say it? Live in this place. This is 在北京住 Okay, so how to say live at where? Where? We just need to change the place into where, and where is 哪儿 in Chinese, right? So it is 在哪儿住 So this is the way to ask about a person. Where do you live? 你在哪儿住 Okay, 你在哪儿住 And we are going to discuss about how long to stay, right? How long to stay. Wherever you live, you will stay at the place, and it is about the time. And let's try to say, leave 3 days, stay for 3 days. Then it is 住3天. Okay, if you want to talk about the period of how long you've stayed, then you just need to put the days after 住. Okay, if it is 3 days, then 住3天. If it is 1 day, 住1天. And if it is 2 days, 住2天. Please pay attention to it. It is not it's 两 le yang 两. In Chinese, when we are counting, we will always use 两 instead of For example, if it is 2 o'clock, then it is 2点 instead of 2点. And if it is 2 days, 2天 instead of 2天. Okay? And if it is years, still 2年 instead of 2年. Okay? This is 住. And try to say leave, stay for a week. Stay for a week. Let's try to remember the things we've learned before. A week. How to say that? It is 住一个星期. 住一个星期. Okay, very good. This is live for a week. 一个星期. Okay, this is 住. Next one is 前 前 Read after me, please. 前 it means before, earlier than, some time. Okay, earlier than some time. This is talking about time. So when I want to say 1 week before, it is 一个星期前. Okay, 一个星期前. So we can see if we want to say a time, a period, or a moment before, then we just need to put that thing before 前. 一个星期前. 3天前. Okay, this is about time, and we've learned about the 前 about a space, which is 前面, right? 前面. We've learned the person in the front, which is 前面的人 or 前面那个人. Okay, 前面. Don't forget about these two. One is about time and one is about space. Okay, one is about time and one is about space. Now let's try to read these from start, each word twice. Read after me, please. 住 前 北京 Okay, now let's move on to our text. I will read it and please listen carefully. 我星期一去北京。你想在北京住几天？住3天。星期五前能回家吗？ 能 Okay, let's see. First one, 我 me 星期一 the time and then 去北京 the verb. So we can see the time word is still before the verb. Okay, 星期一去北京 I will go to 北京 Monday, the Monday. Okay, next one. 你想在北京住几天？在北京住，在北京住 we just learned it. It means to live at a place. 在北京住. Okay, and 想 means want to do something. This is the modal verb we've learned before. Want to do something. Would like to do something. 你想在北京住几天？ How many days do you wanna stay in Beijing? 几天 How many days? And I said 住3天 live for 3 days. Live for 3 days. 住3天住 plus the days. It is about the time period. Okay, next one. 星期五前能回家吗？星期五前 before Friday. So this is the structure. Before which day, we just need to put that day or period before 前。星期五前 before Friday. 星期一前 before Monday. Okay, 3天前 means before, 3 days before, 3 days ago. Okay, so we can put a time, a moment, time point before 前, and we can also put a period before 前. Next one, 能回家吗？能 is another modal verb we've learned before, which means can do something, can do something. So 能回家吗? It is asking about a request. Can go home, and I said 能 yes I can, yes I can. Okay, now let's try to read it from the start. Try to read after me. 我星期一去北京。你想在北京住几天？住3天。星期五前能回家吗？能。Okay, now let's try to read it in rows. I will be A and you will be B. 我星期一去北京。住3天。能 Okay, let's switch the row. You will be A. 3, 2, 1. 你想在北京住几天？星期五前能回家吗？ Okay, very good. Now let's move on to our language point. First is about the expression of time. Expression of time. So in Chinese, we will say the bigger unit always before the smaller unit. So about the time, we will say the hours before the minutes, before the second. So first we will say 点, and then we will say 分. And 点, it means a clock. It is used to express the whole hour. And the 分 means the minute. It is used to express the minute. So let's see some examples. First is about the hours. When it is a full hour, then for example, first one is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Then we will say 9点 9 9 o'clock 点 9 o'clock 9点 Okay, next one, 11 o'clock, then it is 11点 11点 So we can see here, which time, then you just need to, which o'clock, then you say, which 点 几点 Okay, then the question about what time is 几点 Okay, 几点 And 2 o'clock is 2点 le yang liang here read after me please 2点 2点. Okay, and still remember the tone sound before third tones. When there are two third tone syllables together, we will change the first one into second tone, right? So although it is written as 2点, we will read it as 2点. Okay, 2点. And as we can see here, when we are saying 2 o'clock, we are not saying 2点 in the Chinese. We will say 2点. Okay, 2点, 2天, 2年, 2分. And for the money, it's still 2块. Okay, 2块. It is 2, not 2. Okay, this is about a whole hour. And when it is not a whole hour, we need to say some minutes. Then it is 几点几分几点几分几分 Okay, let's see these 3 examples. First one is 5:30. 5:30. It is 5点30分 30 30 and we need to put the minute after it. 30分 5点30分 And still remember what I taught you before? How to say there is another way to express half an hour, which is 半. So you can also say 5点半 5点半 And for 半 don't put 分 after it, okay? 5点半 or 5点30分 Next one is 11:10. 11:10. That is 11点10分 11点10分 The next one 5 o'clock past 2. 5 o'clock past 2. So we will still say the bigger unit, the hour first, and then the minute, which is 2点 Okay, 2点 still 2 not 2 Okay, 2点 and the minute is 5分 But in this situation, we will say 05 Okay, 05 instead of 5 2点05分 Okay, 2点05分 So when here is this part is no more than 2 words, okay? When the time before 分 is just 1 character, then we will put 0 before it, okay? When it is not bigger than 10, then we will put 0 before it. For example, 2点05分 and if it is 8 past 2, then we will say 2点08分 Okay, 2点08分 So don't say 2点5分 It is not right in Chinese. It is 2点05分 Okay, read after me. 0 means 0. Okay, 0 means 0. This is the expression of time in Chinese. Okay, now let's move on to the next part, which is the time word used as an adverbial. So in this text we've learned before, we can see the time word is always before the verb. And that's because time word in these sentences, they are used as an adverbial. And in Chinese, the adverbials are usually before the verb. Okay, let's see the examples. First one is 妈妈6点做饭. Mama is the subject, and then 6点 is the time word. And then 做饭 is cooking, the verb. 做饭 cooking. And we can see the time word is before the verb, before the predicate. Next one. 李老师上午8点去学校. Li Lao Shi is the subject. 上午8点 means 8 o'clock in the morning. And 去学校 is the verb. Go to the school. Verb plus the object. Go to school. And we can see the time word is still before the verb. Next one. 我星期一去北京. 我 subject. 星期一 Monday, the time word. 去北京 go to Beijing is the verb plus the object, which is the predicate. So we can see here the time word is always before the noun, before the verb. Okay, now let's see another situation, which is the time word is not only before the verb, it is also before the subject. Let's see it. 7点我吃饭。7点 is the time word. 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. 我 the subject. 吃饭 eat the meals. 7点我吃饭 it is the same as 我7点吃饭 it means I will eat at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Next one. 中午12点我们回家。中午12点 12 o'clock in the noon 我们 we the subject 回家 go back home. We will go back home at 12 o'clock in the noon. Last one 下午5点 afternoon which o'clock 5 o'clock and the subject 他们 they 去看电影 go to watch the movies. And we can see in these 6 sentences the time word can be before or after the subject, right? But it is always before the verb, before the predicate. So please pay attention to it. This time word can be before the subject, it can be after the subject, but the time word must always be before the predicate. Now let's move on to the next part. It is the noun 前, the noun 前, which is used to express a period or a time, a moment before the time we've mentioned. For example, first one, 3天前. 3天前 it means 3 days before, 3 days before. Okay, 3天前, 3 days before. Next one, 一个星期前, a week before. 一个星期 a week before. Next one, 4点前 before 4 o'clock. Before 4 o'clock. And next one, 星期五前 before the Friday. Before the Friday. So as we can see, whenever you want to say before the time, you just need to put the moment or the period before 前, okay? For example, 3天 is a period, 3 days. 一个星期 a period, a week. 4点 4 o'clock, it's a time moment, time point. And 星期五 it's still a time point, just 1 day. 星期五 Friday. So the time period or the moment and plus 前 means this moment, this period before. Okay, this moment or this period before. Okay, let's see another example. 你什么时候去学校? When will you go to the school? 8点前 before 8 o'clock. Okay, next one. 你什么时候回北京? When will you go back to Beijing? And 星期六前 before Saturday. Okay, next one. 你星期五前能回家吗? 你星期五前能回家吗? Will you go back home before Friday? Okay, for this sentence, we can see the subject is 你, right? You. And then is the time word, right? The time word. And then we can see 能回家吗 is the predicate, right? Can go back home, can go back home. So this is the structure we've learned before in last part. The subject plus the time word plus the verb. Okay, so this structure can be also transferred into another one. We can put this time word before the subject, right? So this sentence can be changed into 星期五前你能回家吗? Right? 星期五前你能回家吗? This is 前 the noun 前. Okay, now let's move on. Let's do some practices. Let's see here in the pictures, we can see there are clocks. And let's try to fill in the blanks. First one, 他 blah blah 在学校 What? 他在学校 What? Okay, in this sentence we can see we have the subject and we have 在学校. See this 在. Can you remember any structure? Can you think about any structure? 在 a place, do something, right? Do something. And here we can say do something here, do something. And then in this part, we can put in the time word because the predicate is after it. So we can put the time word here. So now let's try to fill in the blanks. So first, the time is 9:45, right? 9:45. So 他9:45在学校看书 She's reading books. 9:45在学校看书. Okay, next one. 王芳中午 what 去商店 what? It is the same structure, right? 王芳 the subject, 中午 the time. 中午 the time. We already have the time. Let's put the exact clock into it. And the 去商店 to do what? Do something. Right here. And try to fill in the blanks. First one, let's see, the time is 12 o'clock, which is 12点 in Chinese. So, 王芳中午12点去商店. Let's see, what is she doing? Buying, right? Buying things. So in Chinese, buying things is 买东西, or we already learned how to say fruits, which is 买水果, right? 买水果. So this sentence is 王芳中午12点去商店买水果. Okay, next one. 他们很忙. 他们很忙. More on 忙. This means busy in Chinese. 他们很忙. They're very busy. 很 very. 星期六 Saturday. 星期六 Saturday. 也工作. 也 means too as well. So 也工作 means work too. They will work at Saturday too. They're really busy. So here we need to put in the time here. What the time it is? It is 6:30. 6:30. So it is 6:30 or 6:30, right? So let's try to say 星期六6:30也工作. Okay, last one. 他上午不喝茶. She doesn't drink in the morning. 上午不喝茶. We can see 上午, the time word is before drink tea. Next one, 下午前喝茶. 下午前喝茶. Which time 前? Which time before? It is before 4 o'clock. So 下午4点前, right? 下午4点前喝茶. Okay, this is the exercise for today. Now let's move on to our pinyin part for today. It is function of neutral tone. Neutral tone. So we've learned before about how to use neutral tone, and today it is about the function of it. So for the neutral tones, if we read the same pinyin in different tones, for example, this one, 老子. If I read this 子, a third tone word, if I read it as a neutral tone, then it is 老子, which means father. But it is a slang, okay? It is slang. It is not official, okay? Please don't use it in your daily life. It is not applied. It's just a slang. It means father. And if I read it as 老子, then it is the ancient Chinese philosopher, who writes the 道德经, okay? This is 老子 and this is 老子. They are different, two different meanings. Next one is 买, These two characters are my. If I read it as my, if I read the second word as the neutral tone, then it means business. My business. But when I say my, then it becomes to buy and sell. These two have different meanings. Next one, 大义, 大义. These two, if I read the second syllable as the neutral tone, then it is 大义. 大义, it means careless. And if I read it as 大义, 大义, then it means rough idea of something, rough idea in my head. Okay, so we can see the neutral tone can distinguish different meanings of one. The words have similar pronunciations. Okay, so please don't read anything as neutral tone because the pronunciation can lead into different meanings. Okay, this is the function of neutral tone. Now let's move on to next one. The single component characters for today. First one is 午, which means noon. 午. Okay, first one. Let's see. In ancient time, it actually looked like this. It looked like two knots on a string. And now it looks like this. Okay, it is the time period between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So how to say 11 a.m. in Chinese? 上午11点, okay? 上午11点. If you want to say 11 a.m., it is 上午 plus some 点. And if it is p.m., then it is 下午. Don't forget it. We just said it before. Okay? 下午 plus the time. Okay, now let's see how to write 午. First, we will write the left turning, and then it is a short horizontal, and then a long horizontal, and then a vertical. Okay, try to write it with me. Left turning, horizontal, another horizontal, and then a vertical. Please try to pay attention to this part. Don't make your vertical get through the first horizontal. Then this is another word, another character, which means cows or ox. It means the animal cow, the animal ox, okay? But if we don't put the vertical through it, then it means noon, 午, okay? Next one is 电, 电 of 电影, 电脑 or 电话, the phone, 电, which means electricity, energy. Now try to write it with me. First a vertical and then a horizontal turning, and then a horizontal, and then another horizontal to close this structure. And then this thing to go through the whole structure we've written before. Okay, try to write it with me. First, write thing like this, and then this structure to go through it. Okay, try to write it with me again. Okay, again. Okay, this is 电. Next one is the two radicals for today. Two radicals, new radicals. First one is 耳刀旁, which looks like this. Next one is 单人旁, the radical 人 and the radical 耳刀. Okay, first let's talk about 耳刀旁. 耳刀旁. The radical 耳刀 is usually related to a landform or location about the land. So first one is 院, the example character 院, 医院, 院. It means a courtyard, a playground, courtyard. So this is about a location, right? You can see it is written like this. And the radical of the left part here is 耳刀旁, 耳刀旁. Okay, this is 院. And next one is 阳, 阳. Read after me, please. 阳, 阳. It means sun. We can see it looks like this. And the left part of it is the radical 耳刀, 耳刀. Yang, it means sun. So why sun is about the location? Because this character actually means the bright part of a mountain. In a mountain, when the sun is rising up, this part is yang, which can get the sunset, okay? Which can get the sun. But this part, we cannot see any sun, which is not yang. This is the yang part. So that's why yang is using this radical 耳刀. Next one is 单人旁, 单人旁. It is about 人, 人, which means human. 单人旁. So it is usually related to a person. Usually, not always, okay? Usually. So first one, 你, we are so familiar with it. 你 means you, right? You, but singular you. So 你, we can see the left part of 你 is the 单人旁. Next one, 他, he, him. The left part of it is still the radical 人, 单人旁, radical 人. 他 is still about a person, right? So these two are the radical 耳刀 and the radical 单人. Okay, this is all for today's lesson. Thanks for listening. Please try to practice more and see you next time. Bye bye.